Hey, y'all, I am here with a very special guest today. This, do you want me to call you Neyala? Do you want me to call you Thomas? This is Neyala Thomas. So we called her Thomas in prison. That's her last name. A lot of people went by their last names. She was one of my play kids, right?
Mom.
So, Neyala, what do you want me to? You didn't answer.
Yeah.
Neyala?
Yeah.
That's your free world name?
Yeah.
So Neyala has a really interesting story. She got incarcerated as a youth.
Yeah, at TYC.
So she was in one of the Texas youth prisons. We're gonna have her on the podcast tonight. So if y'all are watching this and you fall in love with Neyala the way that I did when I met her, make sure and check out our podcast. So Neyala, what's up, man?
Glad to be free.
Yeah.
I'm a free bird, not a bluebird.
Yeah. What's a bluebird, Neyala?
The big white Twinkie.
The big white
bus.
Transport bus. We call them bluebirds. That's the brand. They're misery. We ought to call them something else. Bluebird's too nice of a name.
So the hell party bus.
Yeah.
That's the party bus for the desert.
Neyala, what happened? What happened that led us to meet each other? We met in prison.
Oh.
So we met on the Dr. Lane Murray unit. You got to sit up a little.
Oh.
We don't know how to record because our skin colors are pretty different. So we're trying to figure it out how to
Can't get no much lighter.
No, we can't figure out how to get the lighting right. So I'm like, if you're way back here, yeah, look, now you can see how cute she is, y'all. See, that's much better.
Oh,
so what happened? You were young.
Oh, I was 13. I went to TYC, then I caught a charge at 17 and I got certified. Then I went to Hilltop as a wild P and got G4 and went to Dr. Lane Murray.
You were incarcerated at 13 for an incident that happened when you were obviously a baby. You were a kid. I mean, you were a baby. You were in middle school.
Yeah, I didn't even finish 7th grade. I just started 7th grade.
You just started 7th grade when that happened?
Mm-hmm. I didn't even get to finish.
And then you got out or something happened while you were in custody?
No, I did 4 years, and then while I was at TYC, another incident happened they got caseworkers for they got caseworkers for the kids up over there, and one of them was choking me, but I was in handcuffs on the ground, and only thing I could do was think of the kick up off of me, and they certified me. The judge said ain't no such thing as self-defense in Brownwood, Texas. So I took my plea.
So you were being held down where you felt like, I mean, you were scared, you couldn't breathe. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, she was on top of me. I was laying down in handcuffs. So I had no choice but to kick off me to breathe.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they gave you another charge.
They certified me.
What does certified mean? When you say that, when you say they certified me, what does that mean? I don't know.
When you get certified is when you you basically transitioning your charge that you caught as a child, you basically getting tried as an adult.
And when you get certified as a incarcerated youth, that basically means
you get tried as an adult. So you're no longer considered a child in the system. Basically.
And then what was your sentence then at 17? After you'd already been in youth prison since you were 13.
They ended up giving me 4 years for one charge.
You did all 4 of those?
Yeah, I did all 4. It's hard to make parole at Lane Murray unit. Their percentage rate is real low. But yeah, this is I was gone for 8 years. I did 8 years total. 4 and 4. I didn't get out till I was 21. Yeah, till I was 21.
So what happened when you got home? Where'd you go? What did that look like?
Well, see, when you get home, for me being locked up, like my whole teenage years, you don't know how to do anything. You gotta relearn life basically, because you don't know how. They don't train you how to be adults. They don't teach you about loans or none of that in the prison system. So of course, when you get out, I had to learn on my own.
You never paid a bill before in your life.
Never.
And then you came home as an adult.
And I gotta figure it out. So I still don't even know what a money order is. What do y'all use that for? I see. Prison systems, they do not get you ready for the community. They don't teach you about life.
Not real life skills.
No, they don't teach you no real cognitive life skills.
So you learned on your own.
Yep, sure did.
It hasn't been easy.
I barely found out what mind you, I got released in 2018 in December, but I didn't even know what a loan was. I barely found out what a loan was in 2021. So it's still stuff I'm still learning to this day.
Do you have a bank account? Were you able to get a bank account?
No, see, I went to Bank of America, and for some reason it just seemed like they didn't want to give me a credit card. Like they set up the account, but they did not want to give me a credit card, and I don't know why. So after that, I just stopped fooling with banks.
So they didn't give you your debit card.
Mm-mm.
That's different than a credit card.
They didn't give me neither one. No, the credit card, because I was supposed to learn about credit, and my godmom, she told me go get a credit card. They was not trying to give me a credit card. I don't know if they thought I was gonna make it bounce or take extra money from it. I don't know, but it's Bank of America. I didn't know they do loans like that, so I don't know.
You got home when you were 21, and how old are you now?
25. You still got jobs that won't hire you. Still got apartments that won't take you. And you still got jobs that'll hire you, but they'll only pay you $8.50 an hour. So
well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that, Thomas, because you've had a really hard time with housing.
Yep.
And a lot of people that we were incarcerated with, I'm going to get closer to you so I can be on camera. A lot of people that we were incarcerated with are doing exactly what you're doing for housing. So can you tell the people how that works? What does that look like?
Now, see, for me with housing, if you are in like I would start like this. If you were in a country city or a small town city, your best decision ever in life is to change your scenery and to move to a bigger city, because for one, when you change your surroundings, you're not around them same people that had you in the pen, or any influence that led you up to the decision you made to go to the penitentiary. You got new people. And then for two, you got more transportation, bus lines, train lines, and you have more housing programs in these bigger cities. Now for me, I'm on a waiting list, but
on a waiting list for what?
For housing.
Okay.
But that's for everybody. You're going to be on the waiting list. There's no, I'm finna fill out this application and boom, you get a house next 2 days. No.
And that's like public assistant housing?
Public assistant housing. All you gotta do is put in your county name and put in housing on Google. Y'all you can be on Facebook and YouTube. Go put in Google. So yep, I go and use Google and Siri. You got your iPhone users. Don't use Siri, and then you find some housing programs. You just need your county name.
So you're on the waiting list. So where are you staying now?
Well, I'm currently dealing with life right now, so I'm just everywhere. But it's only because of my charge that I can't get apartments like that. I had an apartment, a couple of them in San Antonio and Houston, and now mind you, I'm in Fort Worth, so this is on the phone. Tell me that I had to wait 10 years from the day I got out, which is 2018, remember? From the day I got out. I'm gonna be 30-some years old. Who gonna wait till they 30 to get their first place? So I just gotta defend for myself right now, stack my money.
So because you had that assault charge.
Can't get housing like that.
And So when you say you're kind of everywhere, I'll just tell y'all that's hotels. That's week by week hotels, which is so much more expensive than the rent on an apartment.
Yep.
And so are you able to save money?
Not at all. With an $8.50 hour job, you can't make it. There's no way in life you can make it with $8.50 an hour. There's no way. I tried it. I only had enough to pay for a hotel room for 3 days. After that, I was homeless. So I was staying in the parking garage. So the system really messes up your life. But I will say though, if you are really determined to look for work, even if you don't want to do it, your best bet that I suggest will be a warehouse job. Warehouse job, it could be anything. You never know what you could find. I done found a warehouse job where all you doing is boxing shoes, and I'm waiting on them to hire me next week. So, and that's $17.50. So you can find them just bigger cities, change of scenery.
And you want to be in a bigger city. I was asking you how you were getting from your room to your job.
Yep, I use the bus lines, which is a good thing. I don't have to walk 500 miles down the road. No, bus line, you can get you a bus pass. $5 go a long way with a bus pass. That's an all-day pass. So yeah, it just about any big city I think has bus systems and train lines where you can just ride. Even if you just want to see what's going on, you can actually go into each one of these jobs and apply. Just go in, hop on the bus, whatever job you see, pull that stop, get off, and just go in. Just keep going in.
Thomas, you've given all these little nuggets of information for people, because there are people getting out of the penitentiary that are in a similar situation as you, which you didn't have a whole lot of support, and we just talked about this right now. We were talking about privilege and the difference. Like, very much I had the privilege of going home to a family that owned homes and had jobs, and I wasn't stressed. And you went home and had to hit the ground running. Right. So your recommendation for that is to recap, it's like move to the bigger city.
Yep.
Be on a bus route.
On a bus route. And always go to a workforce. Your nearest workforce. Texas has over 100 branches everywhere. Your nearest workforce, they will give you free bus passes. If you got a car mysteriously after you got out, they give you free gas cards. And that's once a week. Or they can also start you on your food stamps. Your returning home.
What are your goals now, right now?
Basically continue to find an apartment that accept felons somewhere. And stack my paychecks to get my first car, because it's been my first for everything.
You've never had a car before?
No.
Have you ever drove a car?
Yeah.
But not till you got out of prison?
Yeah. I had to learn everything after.
You learned how to drive when you came home from prison?
Yeah.
How was that?
Nerve-wracking. They told me, I turn around in this parking lot about 3 times. Okay, you drive around, then your people tell you, all right, now hop on the freeway. No, that's nerve-wracking. Sir, I just learned how to drive 2 seconds ago. You want me to get on the freeway? Yeah, I did it though. It's real easy. Just take a video game. That's video game.
Thomas, what did you do to survive 8 years? 8 years. What did you do to survive 8 years in prison as a kid?
Well, really, in TYC, if you like, since I was on the female unit, we really only have one. So if you there for so long, you eventually build real relationships with guards that are not racist, that are not in their own head and bring negative energy to work. You build relationships with them, and you just ride the time out. Like, if You into it with another guard? Cool, fine, Mr. Sir. I'm finna go to Miss Ma'am and she finna calm me down and then go off on you because you was messing with me. So I had that privilege of being the baby everywhere I went. So I usually got away with a lot of stuff. And I just stayed to myself and only thought about food.
What was your favorite food you ate while we were, and I'm just thinking about Lane Murray because we ate some things at Lane Murray. What's your favorite prison recipe?
I'm tell you, I got two of them.
Okay.
Marcy's chimichangas and Marcy's tater tots. Marcy's. Nobody else. Then them chimichangas is good, man. And tater tots. Did I forget the tater tots? With the hair dryer. Oh, you know it's good if you got the blow dryer.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know it's good.
If we had to bust the blow dryer out to cook a meal, it was going to be a good meal.
Man. Now, if it's a holiday, we got some beef ribs or the pork ribs. Oh, yeah. Somebody gonna bring them back. We making tacos.
Yeah.
We making rib tacos, nachos, some.
Yeah. I love how food kind of out here, meals kind of bring people together, meals bring families together, or events, people kind of hover around food and meals. And it's the same way in there. You notice that?
Yeah, we all used to, man.
Yeah.
Don't let it be Super Bowl. Everybody getting together.
Yeah. Tell them about Super Bowl. What happens at Super Bowl time in prison?
We basically have a you know, them Valentine school parties you used to have at elementary school. We basically have one of them in the day room. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Without the Valentine cards. You be my Valentine.
Yeah. Everybody cooks something.
And you bring it. And then we all just dab it in a little bit of everything.
And watch the game. Whether we know what's going on or not.
Don't let nobody do no to teams. You got two enemies.
Yeah.
My team's gonna win. No. Oh man. I mean, we used to have game boards too, didn't we? Like them little boards.
Yeah.
People used to
gambling
bet,
boards.
Yeah, people used to bet on the games. You get some of them too. You got some cool people in the pen too. You ain't always got to be negative in there. I mean, I got a case for smiling one time. I'm always smiling. Yes, at Hilltop.
Tell me about, look right here at this camera and tell me how you got a case for smiling.
I walked in the chow hall, just smiling, because God woke me up this morning, right? Technically, I just got on the phone with my dad, and he was on his deathbed because he's older. I was adopted by older people, so I just got done talking to my man. My old man good. He just got done eating him some chili. So I go in the chow hall, I'm smiling. Man said, who you smiling at? I don't know. I'm just smiling. Why are you smiling? God woke me up this morning. You're trying to be funny? No, I'm not, sir. He said, well, I'm gonna need you to leave chow hall. What? He said, yup, I'm gonna need you to leave chow. Matter of fact, before you leave, hand me your ID card. I gave my ID and I went right on to my door. Whole time I'm walking back to B Pod. What was it? B door? I forgot what it's called. I've
never been on
Bravo. I'm going back to Bravo. And whole time I'm walking though down the street, he's right here yelling in my ear. I don't know who you smiling at. I don't know why you looking at the other side of my chair. Mind you, I just came up for Wild P. This is my third day in population, sir. I don't know anything about population. I just came for Wild P. I just came to the prison system. I don't know anything. He's still back here all the way till I got to the entrance of the door. This man is right here in my ear, just screaming, yelling. I mean, I was so mad I started crying. But like I said, you got some guards that are good. So you build relationships with them. They can help you. They really will help you. You don't have to go around being mad all the time at every guard because they a guard. Nah, that ain't how it works. But mind you, since I was cool with this female guard, she came back and defended me and told him, hey man, back up. You all up on her. And you don't see that green stripe down the side of her pants, that means I'm a child inside a prison system. She got on to him. And you know what she did? She ripped that case up. She ripped it up for me. She saved you.
Mm-hmm. So you've said YOP a few times.
Oh, that's Youthful Offender Program.
Youthful Offender Program. And it's separate. It's like when you go into prison and you're a minor.
Yes, and they separate you for population.
How was that? Did it feel weird being separated like that? Or not so much?
I mean, at first it's kind of weird because you used to watch the TV shows and Beyond Scared Straight how people would get up and face the wall. Now when you do that, you think okay, death row finna come out. They do that to Wild P too, and you wondering like, why is these people getting up turning the wall? Am I really in trouble? Like, am I really in the pen in trouble? Nah, they just do it because grown-ups, like any interaction with the Wild Peas, you still considered a child in the system, even though they certified you as an adult. You were still underage to every grown-up in that place. So anything will be a charge to, like, say Marcy. Like, say we was this close, that's a sex charge for her because I would be 17 and she would be grown. I'm still a kid. Even though they certify me, all they doing is just basically changing your placement. They changing your placement from TYC to the prison, but your age is gonna be the same, so you were still a kid. So it wasn't too bad. It wasn't weird, but I think the weirdest part is when you go up to population. I don't see the need to why you have to day before your 18th birthday, you gotta go to SEG. I mean, I don't see the reason why you gotta sit down there for 2 weeks. No, they should already have that bed ready because all these kids is finna turn 18 and it's only 4 of us.
So you go to solitary confinement before you get housed. So you're a kid graduating the youthful offender program. Basically, you're aging out of it, and then you have to be housed in solitary confinement.
Yep. That's the weird part because you're down there and you just closed off from the world. There's no windows in there.
What that must do to your mental health. Like you're already nervous about probably going to big girl prison. I was nervous at 30 years old going from my intake unit to Lane Murray. Like it made me nervous as an adult. So I can only imagine as a very young woman. And then this is what else, Thomas. So talk about how we're not allowed to you touched a little bit how she's leaned up against me. This is my baby, and talk a little bit about how we're not allowed to touch and how was that for a kid? Baby, at 14, 15, 16, you weren't getting hugs?
Nah, nothing. But see, in TYC, it's worse. I will say that. Now, at least in the prison system, if you want your hair done, they'll let each other interact that much. TYC, they're not going for it. You not touching at all. Like us being this close, that's the case, and you was in solitary confinement for either 24 hours, 48 hours, depending on you. But see, there's TYC is way different from TDC. There's big difference.
And we're going to talk about that on the podcast tonight in just a little while. So you guys can go back and look at that if you want to know more about it. If you guys have thought that some of the Texas prison stories are horrific, you will be shocked at some of the youth prison stories. I want to just think of, I'm so focused on the fact that you were 14 years old and 15 years old and
you can't touch
and not you're all of the motions that children have at that age, going through finding themselves, their hormones, and nobody could put their arm around her or hug her or hold her. And it's heartbreaking.
It'll literally take a real bad incident to build you a relationship with a guard in TYC. You will have to go through some things, either with a specific guard or just some things, period. And I mean, as far as assaults, getting restrained, you have to go through some things in order to build relationships over time with these guards. And that's crazy because that's how twisted their mind is, that you have to do negative stuff. Like it's just backwards. The whole thing is backwards because we're kids. There's no way people should be calling CPS on their place. All of them.
And that's a good point. That's a good point. Some of the things that you survived in the youth prison, if
it would have been a CPS case if you was in right now, if you was in the free world, half the stuff they do in TYC will be a CPS case out here. And that's with no drugs involved. None. That is with no drugs involved. That is with the mama do not have to take no drug test. It's one of them cases where it's that serious. So yeah.
Thomas, is there any stories that you want to share, or is there anything that you had in mind maybe that you wanted to talk about that I didn't ask you about?
Not really. It's just not really. It's just like some folks, we hear stories about people that's been in, and I just feel like some folks maybe need to hear like advice of how to stay out. And I would say, once again, 2 things. It's only 2. You ain't got to do nothing else. Change the scenery and change your surroundings, man. Change the scenery. You got to.
And that's what has worked well for you for the past 4 years.
Yep. Yep.
Because it would be easy to slip into some illegal activity when you can't find an apartment that will rent to you when you're getting paid $8.50 an hour, but you're doing it and you're doing it legal. And I couldn't be more proud of you.
Appreciate it. Cause see, I could be on the side dabbling, selling, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I try to do everything legal this time. You know, I'm trying to do everything right this time. You gonna get it done.
Okay, guys. I think we'll wrap it up. Thomas, thanks so much. I'm so excited to have you with me tonight and to get to see you. We haven't seen each other in about a year.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah. So I'm really excited for that. And thanks for sharing so much of your story with all these awesome people.
All right, you too. POP, hold it down.
Oh, you had to say that.